is enough. You know, I just saw people around me, people were working for themselves, but I never knew how to start a business. So what I decided was I'm going to go back to university and I'm going to learn how to become a businessman. So I actually did my master's in international business management, hoping that university would teach me how to actually become an entrepreneur. But whilst I was doing my master's, and bear in mind, you know, this was a full-time master's, at the same time I was teaching Arabic, I was running a full-time education centre which I had in Bradford, and me and my wife were also homeschooling our 4 children, so time was very limited for me. But then a friend of mine one day, he called me and he said, hey, do you want to make some money? Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but in Bradford, in my city, if someone says, do you want to make some money? You would question and be very skeptical. I said, what's it about? He said, come to London. So I drove from Bradford, came all the way to London, and I ended up in my friend's bedroom. So it was nothing like this. So you guys are seeing the business today in a professional, nice setting. I ended up in this guy's bedroom. Now when I got there, there was 4 people sat on a bed. Now I don't know about you guys, but I've never been in a room with 4 men on a bed, right? Now they said to me, we're here for some business. I said, I ain't interested in no business, right? One of them said, oh, just take it easy, we've got something to show you. I said, I don't want to see anything in this room, right? Anyway, the next one, he opened his laptop and he started going through the presentation, which you guys saw today. And I was absolutely shocked because I had never heard of this company before. And then he told me how this company was having amazing success, how they had expanded into over 20 countries around the world, and how I could build a business for myself. Now, prior to that, I was never really a businessman. I was studying on how to do business, and all university taught me was how to draw some graphs, draw some charts, which I probably never need in my whole life. And when I saw this business for the first time, I thought to myself, this is it. This is what I've been looking for all my life, because who doesn't want residual income? Okay? Doing something one time and getting paid over and over again. And today, you know, it's amazing because all those customers which I was able to acquire years ago, I still get paid on many of them today. So anyway, I decided to get started, and within my first 11 and a half months, just by following a system that was already successful before me, I didn't need to come into the business and recreate my own system. It was already working. So all I had to do was follow what my mentors did. And I went to a few events just like this, and within my first 11 months became a regional vice president. Within 3.5 years became a senior vice president, and today, almost 9 years in business, I can honestly say it's been one of the best and my favorite journeys of my whole lifetime so far. So let me quickly share with you in a few pictures. Thank you so much. This was not always the case. This was me prior to ACN. That was when I graduated. You can see how depressed I look. And that was my dream car, which I used to drive, okay? And then coming into ACN, honestly, it just changed everything. Now, honestly, it's not really about, you know, the lifestyle and, you know, the cars and all the luxurious things, but there was actually a point within my life when I even owned a corner shop. Would you believe? If you're Asian like me, at some point within your life, you might own one of these corner shops, okay? And I actually worked there for 4 years. But then when I came into ACN, honestly, it completely changed the direction of my life. You can see that I like taking pictures, okay? Now, you know, this company has allowed me to travel the world, you know, work with my favorite charities, spend time with my family, drive some of my favorite cars. And honestly, look, this aside, I can say that the time freedom and financial freedom that ACN gives you, there's nothing more than this. And this is what you're here to learn about today, okay? Now, everything starts with a dream. Forget the cars, but look what happened in 2005. I actually went to the XL in London, which was a car motor show. And I actually saw my dream car back in 2005. And I actually remembered one of my mentors when I was watching a video, he said, if you want to achieve something in life, try and have a test drive. Now, obviously, I couldn't drive then, but I actually managed to sit inside one of my favorite cars, which was a 2005 Range Rover. Hoping that one day this might come true, okay? And by the way, this is not just about a car. It can be about anything you want. You want the financial freedom. You want to buy your dream house. You want to help your parents pay off all their debts. Whatever you want to do, everything starts off with a dream. And I started to dream big, and I sat in that car knowing one day, God willing, I would be able to purchase one of these, and that's exactly what happened last year. Now, how did my journey start? You know, just like you guys have come to an event today, I went to my first ever event within my first couple of months. And I remember meeting so many people. I met so many leaders. In fact, can you see someone in this picture that is still here today? It's none other than Regional Vice President, Mr. John McDougall there. And, you know, give him a huge round of applause. You know, And John McDougall, I actually approached him after the event. And I said to him, John, if you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be? And he said, regardless of your journey, regardless of what happens, just be here 10 years from now. That's all he said to me. And I was consistent, and I just followed what all the leaders taught, and I put that into action, and today, almost 9 years, I'm still here, okay? Now, guys, look, many of you who are new today, or even if you've been in this business, one of you can create a system that will allow every single one of you to become a regional vice president or a senior vice president. I don't care what's happening in this company. I don't look left and right. I don't look at the economy of UK or the world. What I look at is the economy of Abubakar Qasim. What's happening in my financial world? Okay? And every single one of you, if you stop looking left and right, stop looking at other people, stop looking at social media, what so-and-so is doing, and focus on yourself, I can honestly say you can become a regional vice president within the next 12 months if you're just getting started right now. So I started to build a business from my home. I created my own system, okay? Even though my mentor said to me, I'm with you all the way, I said, no problem. I put my mentor to one side and I started my own system. He lived 4 hours away from me, so he couldn't come to Bradford every day. So I developed a system that was duplicatable. And we kept on inviting people. In fact, one of the first people who I invited to this business is still here today. Stand up, Mr. Talha. And this gentleman has been one of the most consistent people in my whole business. Okay? So that's what it comes down to. You get negativity, no problem. You have setbacks, no problem. People are rejecting you, no problem. People are calling you a scam, a fraud, a Ponzi, no problem. The only thing that matters is you have an end goal in mind. Now look how we started to expand, because my father one day, he got worried when there were 50 people with long beards in his house, and he thought, what the hell is going on here? He actually kicked us out from my own house that I was living in, and we had to go and book a small office. Then we filled that up, and we kept on going, and we kept on going, and we kept on going. The main thing, it comes down to consistency. So for your notes, write down this word, consistency. You have to be consistent every single day. ACN doesn't require you to do 50, 60 hours a week. Even if you can do 5 hours a week, and you're consistent doing 5 hours every single week, I can honestly assure you that you will achieve success. Now, for those of you who are still brand new, and you still don't know about network marketing, then let me share a few things with you, what network marketing really is. Because I don't know what you've seen so far, but the number one thing you need to know, it's your own business. If you start a restaurant, let's say you purchase a restaurant, and a week later or a month later, sales are not that good, and you paid £300,000 for this restaurant. And you can ask Mr. John McDougall, who was in the restaurant business for a long, long time. Now, if business isn't good, do you just lock the doors and say, oh, I give up? You don't do that with any other business. So why would you do that with your own online business? So I want you guys to give the same criteria to ACN that you give to everything else in life. There's 0 risks. How much did you pay to get started? $199. John, how much was it to start your restaurant? £100,000 compared to £199. There's no demands. You won't have John as your boss telling you to go wash the dishes, okay? It's flexible. You can do this in your own time, okay? You don't have any employees. No need for supervision, okay? And all the skills you need, you can learn them. You know, one of our senior vice presidents just recently became a doctor. Now, my dad wanted me to become a doctor. Now, do you think I can just learn how to become a doctor by somebody else? I can't do that. I have to go through 5, 10 years worth of training and work experience before becoming a doctor. But you don't have to do that within ACN. You literally can learn the skills within a couple of weeks. And it's a duplicatable business. Everything I do, I teach to my team. And one day you'll be doing the same with your team as well. So every one of us will one day be a leader. And you go at your own pace. No one is telling you, you have to do this by this day. Yes, we have some bonuses and it's good to make some money. But the best thing about it, guys, is unlimited earning potential. You know, I still remember earning £100,000 a year for my job. The more you earn in a job, the more you pay in taxes. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Right? And your income is always capped. All of us, we have 168 hours a week. Even if we were to work 168 hours a week, our income would still be limited. Okay? If you have your own business, you only get paid when you go to work. But imagine having a business where you are doing a presentation here. Someone in your team is doing a presentation in Norway. Someone in your team is doing a presentation in USA, and you create leverage. You know how the franchise system works? Exactly the same. And this is exactly what network marketing is. But I know many people fail. Now, this gentleman in, he had signed up one person. Zahid, can you stand up? And Suhaib, can you stand up as well? So this gentleman here, who just became ETL, he had signed up one person. And 2 weeks in, thank you, he had so much negativity. They both rang me and said, hey, we need to get onto a Zoom call. I said, no problem. We got onto a Zoom call. He said, look, this is not for me. All my friends said this will never work. My parents are not even supporting us. My sister called me a scam artist. All my people who I called, they blocked me. I said, no problem. Let me share my screen. Let me cancel your account right now. He said, what? I said, yeah, we're going to cancel your account right now, both of you. So as I said, what's your IBO number? We were going to log into his account and cancel. He said, wait, hold on. What are you doing? I said, we're going to cancel your account because you don't have the willpower to do this. He said, no, stop right there. He said, we want to do this. So we got talking and I told him about the problems I went through. And he made a decision on that day around 2 weeks ago. And in the next 1 week, he signed up 5 more people. And then he became an ETL in his first 30 days. So why do most people fail? That big money rush, thinking we're going to be driving a Lamborghini next week. Okay, all this hype straight away. They don't have a vision. They have eyes, yet they can't see. They lack passion. They think we're just going to come into the business and overnight a pathway is going to just roll out and we're going to become senior vice presidents walking onto that stage. And people are also not coachable. They're using the wrong pitch. They think this is a sales company where we're trying to sell, and sell. Let me remind you guys, we are not in the sales business. What happens when a salesman knocks on your door? Have you ever had a salesman knocking on your door? Yeah. You know, recently a salesman knocked on my door. And as soon as somebody knocked, I told my son, I said, Ahmed, go and check. He said, oh, there's a man outside dressed in a suit. I knew that's a sales guy. I told my wife and all my kids, I said, get down straight away, hide, right? And we all hid under the tables because we don't like salespeople. So when you're going to people trying to sell ACN, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. They're going to run away from you and they're going to block you. We are in a business where we show people an opportunity through a vision. We show people potential, their own potential, what they can't see in themselves. And all we're selling is 20 minutes of somebody's time. I don't want you guys to go sell a business for $199. You can sell some cameras, you can sell cybersecurity, and you achieve positions like ETL and so, and then you drive Lamborghinis, and you live on a lake like Mr. Arne Potano, and then you become a multimillionaire. That's not how we share the business with people. Okay? So I would advise you, be coachable, learn the scripts, don't be desperate. Don't become a salesperson because people will start to run away from you. Then people get discouraged by friends, family, you know, and this is one of the most hurtful things. As human beings, we don't like rejection. When someone says no to us, our ego comes in front. We don't like it. But you know what? At this moment in time, you have to put your ego behind you. And what I want you to vision is, just because 1,000 people can't see what I see, and I don't want to be like them, that's why they're not in your shoes. That's why they're not in this room today. Because you can see something they can't see. So next time somebody says no to you, say no problem. There was a guy one time who came to me, he came to my house, doing a presentation, and at the end he said, oh, this is not for me. I said, you're not for me. Thank you very much, right? And he left my house. Simple. If the business isn't for them, they're not for you. How do miners find gold? Do you know what it takes to find gold? You have to dig. And you have to dig, but you know the gold is there. And there's so much dust and mud and stones, and you have to get them out of the way. Consider these as your negative friends. All the people who say no to you, get them out of the way, and you know Senior Vice President is there. And the fact that you know it's there, it's going to take time for you to get there. Okay? So, I know many, many people in this business, okay, who quit, and that's the only way you can fail is if you quit. Apart from that, it might take you longer than somebody else, but as long as you don't quit, I can promise you, and you're consistent, you will become a Senior Vice President. Now, you know, just want to share some of the problems and setbacks, and I want you to overcome rejection. So, some of the problems and setbacks which I normally hear from my team is the self-talk. People start to say, oh, I just invested $199 into this business. I'm still within my 14 days, maybe I can still cancel, because right now I haven't become an ETL within my first 14 days. Or I haven't made money within my first 14 days. Now, even if you don't make money within your first 30 days, does it matter? No. Okay? So all these reasons are reasons that people actually fail. But let me tell you, suffering equals strength. But don't suffer in silence. Speak about your problems. Now guys, look, I'm going to go on to something where I'm going to quickly teach you a system that I've recently been training my team, and so far we've been having amazing success with this. Okay? And if everybody here raise your hands within the next 12 months. Okay? So let me quickly share the system with you. And by the way, I've been sharing this system in less than 7 to 8 minutes. Okay? I'm going to quickly share the system with you. Now, we often look and say, oh, well, we don't have energy. Italy has energy. We don't have internet. We don't have SIM cards. We don't have so and so and so. But we forget about what we do have. Right? So I want us to focus on what we have. We are in a distribution company, as somebody said before. The same way McDonald's has many, many franchises around the world, you will have IBOs around the world of ACN. Okay? And why is it important for you to become your own customer? You need to try the services. People often tell me, I can't sell services, I don't know how to sell them. That's probably because you haven't used them yourself. So why is it important for you to become your own customer? You need to become a product of your own product. You need to become a master of the ACN services. Then those services will be easier to promote. You want to benefit from all the ACN services. They will help you to build your own personal points, as well as your personal residual income, and then your team will follow you, which is a duplication process. Because our products are global, you can build a global business, and because they're ACN services, they're more sustainable and they offer higher residual income. Which two services am I speaking about? Cybersecurity, which is ID Single Guardian, and Truby Lifestyle. I can assure you, if you start promoting just these two services, in fact, even when we get Virgin Media, I'm still going to be promoting these two services. Let me tell you why. First of all, this is what we do, and you can use the same model, by the way. Okay? Register a brand new IBO for £199. Get them to qualify immediately, which is what we do anyway. But how can someone register immediately? They can try the services themselves. Purchase a quarterly Truby plan for £87.99 for a quarterly plan, or if you want to go for an annual plan, even better. That will give you 3 points. The new IBO, you're sharing a vision with them. Purchase a quarterly IDCO plan, £69.95, also gives them 3 points. They've now just become customer qualified, and within their first month, all it's going to cost them is £385. I know people putting £5,000, £10,000 into Forex, into crypto, into companies and scams that they'll never see the money again. But they're putting money in there. So why can't we sell a business for £385? But you know what the best thing is? I'm going to show you how to make this money back within your first 30 days. Okay? Because what we're going to do is now duplicate that same process. So your brand new IBO has just become CQ customer qualified. Or if this is you, you've just become customer qualified. Now within the first 30 days, I'm going to work with that person and help them to become an executive team leader by introducing 4 people to the business who do exactly the same. Now how many points do we have there altogether? 30. 30 points altogether. That means within your first 30 days, you've now just become ETL. Let's say your IBO says, I can't introduce 4 people to the business. No problem. Can you introduce 2 people to the business? And can those 2 people introduce just 1 person each? How many points there? Either way, you'll become executive team leader. You've made £75 back for becoming customer qualified. You've made another £300 for becoming ETL in your first 30 days. How much did you pay to get started? £385. How much have you made back? £375. What does it leave you with? It only costs you £10 to purchase 2 services for the next quarter, and now you've also become executive team leader. Every penny you make now is mere profit for you. Now let's continue duplicating the process. Because as an ETL, you get paid £40 for every single person that becomes customer qualified. So let's duplicate the model. The same way you became executive team leader, you already have a team there to work with. You help them now become executive team leader. You help 10 people to go ETL, you've now just become what? Regional coordinator. Now do that in your first 90 days, you make another £2,000, plus all the customer acquisition bonuses. Let's duplicate the same model. And by the way, this is just using 6 points and 2 services. Obviously you want to build more points and try to get more services, but that's going to happen as and when. But now you help 20 people become ETL. And now you have 600 points in your team. And all you've done is duplicate the same process, the same thing over and over again. And it requires you to be, what did you write down? Consistent. That's what you have to be. So your skill is not missing. The services are not missing. The only thing which is missing is your consistency. You're not consistent in doing things. So that will make you a regional director. Do that within your first 180 days and you make an additional £7,000. And what are you doing? Exactly what you did on your first day. The same way you became a CQ, you're helping other people to do exactly the same. Now, help 10 people to become a region coordinator by doing exactly the same thing, and now that will be 3,000 points, you become a regional vice president, and that's so possible within your first 12 months. Now, let me quickly recap. Sign up a brand new IBO 199. Their first month support fee is $29.99. They purchase a quarterly Truly plan, and you can do this in the whole of Europe, okay? And they purchase an ID seal. So the bottom line is we're selling a business for $385, where they're going to get $375 back, and it's only costing them £10 within their first 30 days. Now, yes, we have an annual renewal fee of £59, but those of you who know what the CVs are, the commissionable values, let me just finish off by talking to you about residual income, okay? Quarterly Truly plan, it's 80% commissionable, which means we get paid on £70.39 on a quarterly plan. And by the way, this example I'm giving you is on a quarterly Truly plan. That's £3.51 residual income which you will be making, okay, on a quarterly plan. On ID Seal, it's 95%, which comes to £66.45. That's £3.32. So on quarterly plans, the residual income on a quarterly plan is £6.83. Let me now finish off by showing you how you can build a powerful business on 5 levels just by using the same model that I've just been speaking to you for the past 5 minutes. Let's say you get started and you get your first 6 points and you introduce 4 people to the business. On a quarterly plan for both the services, the residual income on your first level is £27.32. Those 4 people introduce 4 more people to the business, and now you have 16 IBOs on your second level. Look at the residual income on your second level, 109. We duplicate the same process. And by the way, what is happening along the way? What did you write down? That's all what's happening. As long as you're consistent, you're going to get the results. On your third level is £437. On your fourth level is £1,784. On your fifth level is £6,993. And on 5 levels, it's £9,352. Now, if you're not consistent and you want to quit your business before you get to this position, no problem. Just leave it for me and I'll make the money. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to make the money. But those of you who have long-term vision, I assure you, as long as you are what? What did you write down? Consistent. You will make it. And by the way, this is just based on 2 services. Now we have Virgin Media coming. We have Clover. We have Verisure. We have cybersecurity. We have all these services, and you can even now build a global business. Now, please bear in mind that for you to get paid a percentage on your personal customers, yes, you need a certain amount of points. And we see this in almost every single Saturday training. And also to get paid on your 5 levels, you need 75 points. So this is the hard work which you have to do. And this is the only catch, which I don't really see it as a catch. Because if you know how to sell Verisure, you'll go sell it. Someone in my team last month got 9 Verisures. Why? Because he got it himself, he learned how this works, and he went and started offering it to people. Right? Somebody else in my team, last week he got 6 Clover customers. Why? He got it for himself in his own business. He learned how Clover worked, and he became a professional at selling it to other businesses, and he got 6 in 1 week. So you're telling me you can't acquire customers like this? You absolutely can. There's one thing which you are not. What did you write down? That's what you're not doing. You're not being consistent. So ladies and gents, be bulletproof. Have a mindset which allows you to never fall prey to negativity. Many people when I started told me I would never make it. But guess what? Abubakar Qasim would never ever let anyone say to him, this will never work for you. Because if I can't find a way, I'll create my own way. You need to make a way so that nobody ever tells you that you cannot do this. Okay? Always stay focused. Remain in phase 1. Have a vision. Just because you have eyes doesn't mean you have vision. Vision is beyond sight. And vision is what these leaders have. And the next gentleman who's going to be coming on will be speaking to you about the vision. And that's why he's still here over 20 years down the line. Okay? If you want to listen to what the government tells you, keep working till you're 80. The worst recession in history, and you now say, oh, it's the worst recession, so I'm going to be part. Why? Why do you have to be part of Bojo's recession? Why do you have to be part of Liz Truss? Before recession came, she ran like a headless chicken. Are we going to quit as well? No. So guys, turn the news off. Forget what the world is telling you. Forget what the country is telling you. Forget the economy. what's happening in your economy and start to water your own grass. Stop looking left and right. Stop looking at other companies. They've got this, we don't have this. No, water your grass, and I'm telling you, you will achieve senior vice president. Honestly, the only thing which is standing between you and ultimate success is your inconsistency. If you can change that, I'm telling you now, you will be one of those people who will be standing on this stage here, teaching other people, sharing the vision with others in a leadership position, which is not a privilege. You have to earn this position, okay? And it comes by helping as many people as possible. I want to thank the leaders for inviting me here today, and I really want to thank you guys for listening to my Bradfordian accent. I hope you guys, took on board what I said. Yes, give me a round of applause and then we'll carry on.